Okay, so to continue with the read, we're in the process of putting up the read in which we have removed this morning, recorded this morning. We're still continuing with it because when we checked with the pendulum said continue reading. Also, this is the new video we have just put up, the morning recording. It's yet processing. So we will continue with the read. ODI only Dawood Ibrahim is connected with the cricket and 2020. And what do you have in cricket? All these Mumbai challengers and God knows what, all the states, and they got a mix of people, right? So ODI and OD, Modi, Namo. So that becomes Nodi, not Modi. Nodi, not Modi. N-O-D-I. Maybe she's playing Modi's role in the Indian Parliament and has also shapeshifted for Rohika Chagla Mistry in the past. In that place, she learns about Rohika's grandfather's work in the Indian Parliament. Also is able to hang around the law firm of Rohika Chagla, the Chagla law firm. With that knowledge, can shapeshift for Modi. Is an EA to Mr. Modi and to Rohika in the past. In our Indian Parliament, shapeshifting for Mr. Modi. Mr. Modi is तो long dead, निद्रा स्टेट के अंदर पहले. जो असली हिंदू है वो बहुत पहले मर चुका है. Nirmala Sitaraman more recently. They've been playing her voice in my home incessantly. Bringing up Rohika's name with Bhartila's name also, so you can understand that when they're bringing up the names, those are the miscreants. When they're playing the voice, those are the dead. The Pakistani spy is nobody but Kira, who stood in for Mr. Kiran Merchant. That's probably one part of the green. Rohika was sent to Mr. Kiran Merchant's Lonavala home for 2 years, where she was very sick, died as Mrs. Bhimra, and there were other things that happened with her. I don't want to get into it. But that was between 2011 and 2013 is what she says. So I'm putting it out over there. Once they get rid of Rohika, pull her off the grid in 2011 or maybe even earlier, I don't know. They use ET, AI to create and take the ego of that who they've done away with or put underground somewhere. They're switching egos all the time. That's what happened with her. For Mrs. Anita Merchant or ex-Mrs. Anita Advani, how many people were rotated through my mom's identity, I have no clue. It's at Lunavla. But for my dad's identity, no, I don't care. For my dad's identity at number 4 Jaswell, first floor, 9 New Marine Lines, Bombay, 400020. I feel if there were slight shifts in the personality, but looking like my dad, sometimes fat, sometimes thin, sometimes weak, sometimes strong, sometimes, limping, sometimes okay, laughing in a different way, then maybe all of them, some dignified, some fat and fluffy, one eating like he has never eaten in his entire lifetime, another one threatening to murder me or have me killed for 1 lakh in an accident. So if that is the case, then I say, okay, it is possible, because on Mr. Kani-Advani's idea also, I think these people did something upside down. Kani, AD, V is missing, ANI, Adani. I told you it is Goyals, Agarwals, Guptas, these kind of places that would have been affected. Is it Rocco or is it Rocky Fernandez? This guy has worn the ET, ego, of ATS, RSS, ED. Somebody from Kerala and somebody from Goa at Bombay. That means Rocky Fernandez has shapeshifted for who? Adani, Ambani height is the same, SRK's height is the same. Ankur Patodia's height is the same, very, very thin. These girls are about 5'2" in height, 5'3" in height. Pencil thin. Can get in and out of anybody's form. Height can be increased, can be decreased. Silicon is the name of the game. Along with usage of ego shifting through a database. So ET is ego. Style of somebody naturally replaces itself in your own style because that other person's ET is put on you. Ego is put on you because your DNA is in somebody else's database back in their database. So they just switch the identities or some key variables connected with the body, behavior, mind, and you become the other person. If you wear the silicone, you become the other person completely. All this is history. They have already done all this from 95, I think, or 93, I think, or 87 itself. Calling me Charya doesn't make sense simply because, as I said, the informer gives the information. The medal the policeman gets depending who sorts it appropriately. Same with dharma and karma. Whose good luck it is to do their dharma through appropriate action. Good for you, good for your ancestry, good for your descendants. Those who want to thrash it, which it has already happened, in fact, what I am using, this thing that is the holder for my mobile, you know what it is called? XTORE. XTOR. Would you like to see it? I don't mind. Since it is showable. It's called XTOR. Not XTOR or extra, just XTOR. Everything in my home is bought on Bezos' company. So every time the fan talks, now it makes sense that if SL was shape-shifting for Bezos, Bezos' SATA drive at Cadabra's Amazon, the entire database worldwide. How great is it for a biotech war? If the founder genuinely ended up this way with his wife. This is only notes out of what the pendulum has confirmed. So maybe Rocky got the ego of Adani put on him, and things went out of hand after that. You put the ego of a sant on you, you'll become, even if you're a criminal, you'll be less criminal. You are a criminal, you put the ego of what you consider an industrialist. His mind is very important to you because you wonder, oh, he used to be rag picking or scavenging at some point in time, that's what we've read. How did he become so rich? I need to have his brain to understand, or his DNA, or his genes. I need to check it. You wear his ego as a shortcut till the rest of it works. But if you are a criminal and you are mixed with greed, what you are going to do? You will be uncontrollable. Two things. Greed NDA Green NDA, also Goa. I don't understand how it's a green anda. Did somebody who was from the green Middle East or then Pakistan, Saudi labor class, middle class, lower middle class, or then Pakistan, did they get rid of Rocky Fernandez and put themselves in his place? Or did they make him wear their ego? Or did they grab his ego? What exactly happened? That means the mother is from something connected with the mother. Or did he get married to a girl who is green? But then they should have produced children, because the egg is important only until a child is born, not otherwise. I'm assuming that they went and put Rado as a identity on somebody who is anything but Rado. So if the green thinks that you are going to play God, making people who are born in luxury, labor class, and those born at the bottom of the pyramid, somewhere towards the top of the pyramid, and you are going to play God in that sick, cheap manner, highly uneducated, then the only thing you are actually earning is bad karma. And definitely it is criminal activity, not supported by anything that is in the doctrines of any language, any religion. It's as simplistic as that. Now you understand where this comes from? And I don't think it is Pakistan as much as Saudi Arabia, but not their royalty. What happened with Saudi Arabia's royalty? With the king's brother? Now when Sanjay Kapoor died, at least that is the information they put out, but 2 planes went, 1 plane went, 1 helicopter. What did Elon Musk put out as a cryptic message? No kings. If this is not to intelligence black and white, then I don't know what is ever going to be black and white. Kani, O, Kani, Odi, there was a dare connected with the green land. I don't think Kani is connected with green. I've been brought up the Hindu way. And not now, from the time I was an infant. From my naming ceremony to whatever happens around the house, the Lakshmi Puja with my dadi in the house, later on Balikas classes, my bhajan classes, my dance classes, all that is very, very Hindu. My dadi does the Lakshmi Puja every year. Yes, she doesn't practice Hinduism. She reads the Granth Sahib. She goes to the Gurdwara. We definitely weren't brought up the Muslim way. Who dared whom, I don't know. I will leave it open. Either this is Khan or it is Nak. Wanting to cut my nose was that version of Varsha. Shalina, 2006 towards Dhanteras, which is too late. Apparently, Cyrus Mistry in Qatar has been pulled off June 2006. I before only told you 2007 onwards everything was strange. Varsha wanting to cut nose, Masi cut nose, but that Masi cut nose is whom? Sharanya has been born on the 2nd of May 2005. By November 2006, Sharanya is talking Masi cut nose, Masi cut nose. Sharanya has celebrated her birthday on the 2nd of May 2006. That's her first birthday. I am told Sharanya was removed before she turned 2. But after she celebrated her first birthday at Deep Towers in Bombay. After that she was removed and replaced. So that is very much well within this time frame. May to June, June to July, July to August, August to September, September to October, October to November, makes it 1 year, 6 months. That's when she's talking about Masi cut nose, Masi cut nose. It is Dhanteras. Who has she been brought by over there? Because Varsha has been CRISPR'd to be Mrs. Anita Merchant. She doesn't know who she really is. Rohika has already come to my home, she says. In 2005, I don't know whether she visited my home again after that. 2005, she has visited my home around June, July, August sometime, before Bartila was sent back to her, to the convent, and then an Assamese girl was given in her place. The maids are not my mates. They come to work. My home is not a fucking carnival. It's a bloody fucking home. Not to be made a circus or a joke by some bloody losers. Okay, so you understand artificial intelligence for Nak and Khan. It is a Pakistani issue. Is it a Pakistani issue or is it OD's issue? OD being the stand-in for Modi, from where anybody's guess. If you want to play a bell, play it loud and clear so I can tell you off. Don't play it like a cheap rat hiding inside my body. Because you will not be able to withstand what I will put on you. वो भी हक से तुम्हारे कमाई जो है अद्वैत तरीके से यम्मा तुमको दिखाएगा अच्छी तरीके से सम्मान तुमने क्या कमाया है। तुम 2 सेकंड नरक पाताल जाओ, देखो तुमको कैसे परवरता है। जिन्होंने सोचते हैं बहुत स्मार्ट है, 26 कल्पा से लेके 70 कल्पा जब तुमने कमाया है नरक पाताल, कितने कितने पहले वाले जन्मों से तुमको आता है ना। नरक होता है जन्नत और जुनून क्या होता है। तो इवन यू बिलीव इन हेल एंड हेवन, राइट? But we don't come into one life. You believe we are here only for a little time and then we go. Maybe you get your birth on earth after billions of years. Maybe that is why you feel it's only for a short while. But there are some people who return over here pretty fast. Just depends how the earnings are. That is why SRK has got 70 kalpas. अनीता जो मिडिल ईस्ट की है, शिफ्टी स्लाई आइड, was student for Anita Merchant, the real one, who was genuinely legally ex Mrs. Anita Advani. उसके लिए 2003 से या 2002 एंड से amongst the shapeshifter for Anita Merchant, there is one lady who is very sly. She's from Middle Eastern bloodline. खतरनाक है. Who is she? Has she shapeshifted for Ruhika also, Anita also, Jaya also, Varsha also? Don't know. She created a great grand mess. Is she in the Indian Parliament? So then you've had it. She is one component. Kira, the Pakistani spy for Kiran Merchant. All functioning from 2000 onwards. SL, their helper. OD and do डर ग्रीन नाक कान AI OD डराव ग्रीन निक ऑकिन. रुईका का क्या है? रुईका Maybe Cyrus Mistry lent his face for the first movie Dar or first few movies Dar. Rohika got married to Cyrus Mistry. There's an EA who shapeshifts for everybody. In later years, they wanted. I told you they're playing the snake sound in my home all the time, last bloody 10 days. The snake is important because in 2007-8, what did Kiran uncle say about my mom? Actually, neither of the two were actually my mom or Kiran uncle. It's too late. It's already 2007. He says all the time your mama is taking out her tongue like a snake. But if you notice that snake tongue that comes out all the time is on Shah Rukh Khan during the ODI when Suhana was a little younger. After Abram was born, Abram should have been 2 years old or 3 years old. So they're wearing that purple uniform sitting in the stadium. And you see Shah Rukh, he's dark skinned. His tongue keeps coming out from the side of his mouth. Maybe he needs to be checked. Is he the original Shah Rukh? Is he a duplicate Shah Rukh? Don't know. But he always takes out his tongue from the side of his mouth. Kiran uncle and my mom, under normal circumstances, since whatever I've noticed of them, since this, let's say, late 70s, early 80s, I've never seen Kiran uncle actually address my mom or talk about her in that way. Their relationship is, the original's relationship is very different. So I had to reprimand him after he said it a couple of times. And I told him, uncle, I don't think you should, speak this way or something of that sort, because that's not how I have ever seen Kiran uncle actually talk about my mom. Yeah, this is how it went off in 2007. So this nag thing is very important. Wherever it shows itself. Also, I said when it comes to Bezos's Sanche, where's the place they have left her? Sorry. He has left her. This is what I have put up over here. This was this morning. So I showed you the place. Place is White Oak. Let me show it to you. I can zoom in. Place is White Oak. I was just trying to see what all is around this place. Because I don't know this place at all. "49 minutes to Jacksonville." What's that? That's only roadways. White Oak is around where it's at. We'll go slow. It's 5 hours 46 minutes away from where Bezos' house is at Miami, near his parents. Now she's been left near some wild reserve or something, like wildlife reserve. So we will go back and I'll read it for what it is, if I can read it. Okay. It's somewhere near that Jekyll something. White Oak, off the White Oak Road. Hopewell. It's next to Hopewell. See, all this is trees. If I just show this to you, this is all trees. There's nothing surrounding this area. I don't know what road this is. Wood Horton House is far away. Jekyll something is over there. Turtle River? But that's very far. There's a swamp nearby also. It is called some OK, I don't know, some OK Ferrone Swamp Park. That is close to where he's gone and bound her and mouth bound and hand bound. This is the swamp. That's the location she was saying yes for. This is a swamp, and that's the location. And over there, there's hardly any habitation here, but it's lots of green, 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 green. As in lots of, it's called White Oak. Close to White Oak. That's where Sanchez been dropped off before the marriage happened. So, natural wildlife refuge. This is the natural wildlife refuge, this portion. So you see where the dot is, the red dot. She was going yes over there. This is the wildlife refuge. All this is greenery and not much habitation. All the habitation is further away. There are many tolls. This is only Jacksonville to where 49 goes to. So that 49 ends at from Jacksonville, Florida to where he has bound her. I asked under the ground, above the ground. She says above the ground. But when I'm looking over there, it's got some creeks and it's all water inlets. So I say, but where over the ground, where you can keep? So then we still continued with the pendulum. We figured no, there are land parcels over there, but no habitation. There's a church or something or a chapel something, but it's one in a few. Like there's lots of empty land. So it is Georgia, White Oak, Georgia, just after Florida. So Hopewell is close to where this girl is, not girl, but where she has been. I asked, has she been bound and mouth and legs and all? She says yes. I say, why can't she just get away? Is she in a construction? No. So if she's open and she's not underground, she's above the ground, then why can't she get away? Hopewell, it's close to Hopewell and Woodbine. So if you notice over here, the drive from this is where apparently the community where Bezos has his home. It's some Indian something something in Miami, Florida. It's supposed to be very upmarket, but that's expected. But that's not of what is of the point. What is of the point is the place where she's been dumped before the marriage is here. This red point. But how many hours does it take to reach there? How many hours is it away? 5 hours 45 minutes. But what did I tell you with this guy, SL? He has a romance with the number 6. So this girl from his house has to be, this is SL shapeshifting for Mr. Bezos with Bertie for Sanche, or Bertila for Sanche, and she has also done the work for Ruika and Anita. Then this guy has a romance with 6 hours. 6, the number 6, anything with number 6. So this is also close to that, 5 hours 46 minutes. It's called Indian Creek to White Oak. So anyway, we're putting it out. We can check with the pendulum. Last 10 days, why you have been playing the sound of the rattlesnake in my house? Even in my dream, you are shown carrying some very small snake and scaring a girl in a place which looks like a college institution. But it looks like it is on a break. It has a steel table. That girl is seeing where she can run from. So you have been playing this strange snake sound in my home last 10 days. Why? This is the second snake thing you have shown me. The previous one was the girl who was on the sets of, I think, either Ek Tha Tiger or was it Jab Tak Hai Jaan? Because at that point in time, Jab Tak Hai Jaan also was being shot. There also you told her, I've got lots to teach you, and then you've taken her to some dungeon underground somewhere where there is a python that you showed me when I was in University of Ekato. That's when I said, I'm not interested. You got anything to say, you come forward, let me see you face to face, we talk. I don't want to see all this nonsense. The dream was a deep state dream where you were scaring someone with a tiny snake, and that girl must be a youngster. Let's hope it was. I didn't get the sense it is Alisha at Sangli. She's going to be a doctor. Yet Alisha at Sangli, it is said she's no more. She's the only child of her parents, born I think when we were about 16 to 18 years old. So she becomes a doctor, then you get rid of her and what? Bring your own doctor in. She has done her internship. Okay, Darao. EA with a Nag connected with an E. The EA of Rohika. Rohike. Is this the girl you tried projecting as mad on the unwell? Mad on the identity of Rohika or Mrs. Anita Merchant or Mrs. Bhimra? Why do you need an ER? ER is for medical term of emergency response, right? So there's a time when Kiran uncle again says your mother in her sleep is doing oh and she's getting very scared. Then but my mom says Kiran uncle had to wake me up because I it was like I thought she's talking about sleep paralysis, so she's had a nightmare. And she has to be pulled out of her sleep that why are you making so much noise and But was this because of E and what she was shown? Then is that my mom or was that Rohika? But all this is post 2007. So, not post 2007, post 2006. So you want to still thrash it, you thrash it. You thrash it, your dharma as lawmaker, lawkeeper doesn't happen, then I don't have to wear your medal. I don't have to take the outcome of whatever those who have to, connected with law, keeping law and order as the job taken. So this is saying everything that I've already said with no proof, but then the reading is seconding what I've said. ED Goa Nark Groika E. So wearing the ED's ET was who? Rocky Fernandez for biometricing to RSS, ATS. SL for wearing the ET of the ED. Getting rid of the DGP and the IG and many others who were actually governors. So what did they do with this girl then? While pretending to be things they are not, shape-shifting when they were doing so. I'm not Rohika, I'm Jaya. Neither am I madder. I'm just Jaya from 73. I am the daughter of Anita, ex-Mrs. Anita Advani, and then who went on to become Anita Merchant, on whose identity you rotated a lot of people, getting rid of them. Lots of the women, including Rohika, Charla Mistry. And on my father Kani Advani's identity, Kanayalal Hukumat Advani's identity, you have gotten rid of a lot of men. First crisping them, looking like my dad, bringing them to number 4 Jaswell before taking them to the Bombay-Pune Expressway, off it at Panvel somewhere. And getting rid of many people there, many men. Would you like me to rehash it? On the pendulum, I can do so. That's wearing somebody's ego of the ED, creating narc for somebody. ये रॉकी फर्नांडिस ही हो सकता है, because he's the one, or SL, because they're the ones who have done all the wearing of the egos of dead people, wearing biometrics of dead people, whether the RSS, whether the ATS, whether the ED, the IG or the DGP. Since she is connected with the government of India through her dad, her granddad, who's the miscreant over here? Maybe Rocky, who shapeshifted for Cyrus Mistry, is from Goa. Shapeshifted for the ED also, wearing the E. Maybe shapeshifted for somebody who is English too. Could be an EA in line for Rocky, getting rid of him and then being him. Shapeshifters for various people. So there could be a queen from those states that eat kori roti. That is probably what? Kerala? Andhra Pradesh? Don't know where kori roti is from. AO's got to do with Kerala. Again, wearing the ego of somebody who is royal family from Kerala maybe. And also the ED. Maybe a Keralite wore the ego of somebody who is from a royal background. So Kori and AO go together wearing the ego of Do, who's the Rani. That also is possible. Rani being a queen. The reason why this is going into other people's stories when it comes to Bezos and Sanjay is trying to tell you that what they have already done in the past through the 90s and 2000. Playing Bezos and Sanjay, anybody can do it as long as you wear the ego, wear the silicon, and keep moving. The originals, as it was with the case of first 1998 to 1999 to early 2000, April 2000, name is Kajol Mukherjee. Kajol gets married to Ajay Devgan, but Kajol is actually again somewhere off Bombay Pune Expressway near Panvel. The marriage happens on the 24th of February 1999. It's a replica who marries Ajay Devgan. Kajol herself is murdered April 2000. There are a few months overlap between the real Mr. Kiran Merchant and Kajol Mukherjee because the place is the same, is what she says on the pendulum. After that, Kiran Merchant is held at the same place for 9 years, maybe shifted out also every now and then. He is added to by his legally wedded wife, ex Mrs. Anita Advani, who becomes Kiran Merchant. starting 2003 or in 2002. Out comes very nefarious versions of Anita Merchant. Very sly, you have to be very careful of them. Mr. Kiran Merchant is murdered in 2009. Kira, the Pakistani spy, has Kiran Merchant out in society since 2000, has been running the game and everybody around him. He's not alone. There are plenty of people running him. But if you take that to Bezos' case, Bezos and his wife Mackenzie. Now recently Bezos marrying Sanche. Sanche wasn't in it, it was her replica. The guy was not Bezos, he was SL. Sanche is located at this place where I have shown you, if you go quickly enough to catch her. Last time where I showed you the people who were held, wherever they were held, next time I checked with the pendulum, after a week they were dead. So this guy is following what I am doing. He knows when the pendulum says who's where. Either you work almost immediately and see if you can find something, or he will murder her in no time. As of last night, she was alive. Cutie Pie, are you here? The crux of the matter has been passed on, according to you. It is this whole read that I have done is because of Sanche, Bezos and Mackenzie and SL and Bertila. Has the message passed on the way you wanted it to? You told me Sanche was hand bound and mute by mouth, right? The location is in and around approximately 6 hours away from Bezos' residence at Florida, Miami. About 50 minutes away from Jacksonville. Sanche is above ground level. Sanche is in a land parcel surrounded by water, but hand bound and mouth bound, legs bound, dumped over there by SL. Is Bezos in his human form today? The real Mr. Jeff Bezos, founder of Cadabra, which went on to become Amazon. His legally wedded wife, called Scott Mackenzie, is in a human form. The guy who got married is Jeff Bezos. Now, a couple of days ago, Mr. Bezos got married. Was that the real Mr. Jeff Bezos? The girl who was seen, who got married to Jeff Bezos, that was the real Sanche. The man who got married is the real Bezos. The girl who got married is the real Sanche. The girl was stood in for by Bertila by any chance, or someone in that cheap network of 75 to 100 people known to Bertila, Gautam E, Pabitra, SL. Ankur Patodia is involved in all of this activity. The one who is Ankur Patodia today. They all have something to do with SRK's team of shapeshifters, or SRK's team and SKF's team. Sanche is still in her human form. Editor-in-chief of Washington Post is still in her human form. Was she at the church who got married to the stand-in of SL on that day? Sanche was in fact kidnapped or then abducted or then held hostage 50 minutes away from Jacksonville, and 6 hours, about approximately 6 hours away from where Bezos, close to his parents in Miami, live. That's what I read. I was really, really surprised. She's still over there. If the CIA or the feds go quickly, they can retrieve her if they do a very massive hunt in that area. Is it close to some 2 wildlife sanctuaries or reserves? That Oaks something is important, Oaks Point. So somebody will go over there quickly to scout that entire place. They will find her. Is she under some trees or something, or hidden under some trees? In land parcels where there are lots of trees, pine trees. SL is the one with Ankur who has gotten rid of her in this cheap manner. They're doing exactly what they did with Kajol Mukherjee earlier, and then Anushka Sharma. Repeat show in America. Okay, can I close this read over here and just put this up because it is important information? So since she says that we have put up most of it already through this read, we're going to close this over here. Okay, and put up the read.